Look, them leaves went right in that page.
Hello, everyone. This is Peggy coming back to you today, saying it's a chilly day here and it's barely going to reach 60 degrees, but it feels more like fall today. We had to put on our sweaters and our sweatshirts, and I'm here with Catfish, the retired truck driver, and he has a story that he likes to share with you. So, Catfish, tell them about your incident uh, with the temperature being near zero.
Well, she's talking about it being chilly out here today. And really, I told her, honey, this is pretty good weather we got right now. Right now, smell it, fresh air, inhale. Better not be somebody burning. We're on a burn ban here. But anyway, let me tell you a little story about driving the truck. We have taken, I had to drive a load of wood chips up one night, and it was cold. I mean, it was cold below, I'd say right below 20 some degrees. And the chips froze on the side of the my chip van. I didn't rake most of them off, just let them sit in there. And one thing about it, I should have unhooked the tractor from the trailer, but I let the guy tip everything up in the air. And when he tipped everything up in the air, uh, I didn't know that the my line had water in it, underneath the tractor. And that water ran back, and by the time the trailer and the tractor came down, I pulled off, closed the door, went in the little shack, got my ticket, and when I got ready to drive out, got on the railroad track, and the tractor froze up, and I couldn't move it. So I did manage to drag it out alongside the road, and what happened, I called my boss and told him the tractor froze, the line froze, and he told me I had a little saline torch, and he told me to try to defrost the line, unfreeze the lines. So I got between the cab of the tractor and the fifth wheel and slid down between the little gap we had there. I was a little bit smaller than what I am now. So I managed to wiggle down there. My belt got a little hung up at the time, but I got down there anyway. And make a long story short, when I tried to unfreeze the line, I thought I'd done it, but by the time I tried to get back up, I couldn't come back through that little hole. I said, Lord have mercy. I called Gary, the guy, no last name, and told him that I couldn't get out. He told me to call 911. I had one bar left on my telephone, and I called 911. Well, the fire department was right across from the place where I was at, and they were trying to ask me where was I at. I couldn't think of it. 911, the address number. I told them, I said, I hear the siren. You're right across the road from me. All you have to do is follow the railroad track and you can come right to me. Well, it took them probably about 10 minutes to find out where I was at. By the time they got there, some little small guy. He climbed right underneath there. And I was driving a Freightliner, Eagle, and I had flares on the side. And the guy said, well, like we're gonna have to cut you out of here because we couldn't pull me back through the hole I went. And so they had to cut the flaring off the side of the tractor and bought a little board, put me on top of that, laid me on that. And the other guy sitting, I'm thinking about it. It was funny at the time.
Back
Now,
then, yeah.
back then,
Back then it wasn't.
it wasn't funny when they done it. And when they put me on the board, the old guy said, I thought we were gonna have grease you up, get you. I mean, It was kind of fun.
Squeeze you up, and what did you
Talking
say?
about slide me.
You say you're gonna be like what?
And so let me finish telling. And
Go ahead.
When they got me out, I said, grease me up, get me out. I said, man, I said, I thought it was gonna be a black popsicle by the time you did get me out. But they got me out, and I appreciate it. And they, put blankets on me, wrapped me up pretty good and everything. And I think by the time
You got to the hospital.
I got to the hospital, my family, they were there. And it took something like
2 or 3 hours.
3 hours just to get there. But my son, I guess he drove the family he knew where we was at because he done the same thing, all the same thing I did. But he had a family there within a matter of, I don't know how long it took him. He probably broke all records there it was. But he got there in a record time. But I went to the hospital and they checked me for hypothermal, what do they call it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hypothermia.
frostbite and all
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I made it out of that pretty good. But my tractor, the line stayed frozen on that thing probably until the temperature climbed up. It took probably 3 days, I think, before the line thawed up on their own, because nobody went down and worked on it. But I caught a ride with somebody and picked her up and came home, But it was rough that night.
So what do you learn from all of that, Catfish? What's the do's and don'ts?
Well, I learned to try to not be in a hurry. I knew that if I unhooked the tractor and left the trailer on there like I should have, I wouldn't have had that problem. That was it,
The hospital called and said they had to put 30 blankets on you to bring your temperature back up.
Yeah, they did.
They thought you were gone.
Yeah, and that's the truth. People
It was
don't know.
scary.
And the thing of it is, the next week, because I didn't go back to work until the following week, where we picked the material up at. And the lady that was in the office said, man, they wrote a big article up on you in the newspaper. I said, for what? And they were explaining everything, and it sort of made a joke about it. And I didn't, I didn't like it too good, the joke that they made people down here in the office and everything. But I got over it. So it's funny now after you think about it a little bit. Thank God that I made it out of that. It's trucking can be, it is very dangerous. I've got so many stories to tell. My wife wants every time, come on, what happened tonight, what happened, and it's just dangerous. I thank God that
He protected you.
yeah, he protect me as I travel down through the highway. Like I said before, I had 2 sons. There was 3 sons that were truck drivers, and we were gonna have trying to have a little trucking business ourselves, and that's the name that I had in line was something like that. We were gonna name a trucking company.
After your family.
Yeah.
So right now, my son-in-law and my daughter, they have a trucking business, and hopefully they are gonna get it all settled and hire some employees and try to do something on the order of whatever dump trucks and what other kind of
Yeah,
vehicle
dump trucks and tractors.
and
trailers.
trailer. So we're hoping and praying that things work out for them. But nevertheless, we might be able to share that a little later after they get things off the ground. We don't want to jump ahead of them and share the information before them. But we thank you for listening to our interview today with Catfish, who got stuck in the under the bed of the truck. Was it under the bed?
I got stuck underneath by the tandem of the tractor where the air tank was at.
Okay.
I have tried to thaw the air tank out and some of the airlines.
Well, we thank you for listening to us today. It's a little chilly out here, and God is still good. We just got home from a funeral. We buried our cousin, which was 94 years old, and I thank you for listening to us. And to God be the glory for the things he has done. And we'll say thank you for listening. If you like, if you want to subscribe, that's your choice. And if you want to share it, you can also do that. So today, I'd like to say thank you. What you have anything else to say?
I just like to say thank you for a beautiful day. I'm sitting here watching some of the jet planes ride by and everything.
Flying.
Yeah, it's amazing. You can look up there in the sky and see all these people that's in these planes, and you never know. As long as I got my feet here on the ground, I feel good, They can stay up there.
Yeah. We thank God and we pray for their safety as they travel. We thank you for joining us today. Until the next time, we'll say thank you and have a good evening.
Blessed day.
And bye-bye.
Bye.